Hi, this is Krista at The Secret Yarnery. Today we're making these super awesome soap sacks. If you have a bigger bar of soap, you can use a bigger hook, or you can add stitches to the starting chain in multiples of 2. So this I used a 5mm hook, so you can just see it's a lot looser, and this I used a 3.5, so it's a bit more snug. Whatever feeling you want, that is the only difference. And just make the chain, your starting chain, the same width as your bar of soap. You're good to go. You can use this pattern for any bar of soap, any shape, and it's super great and a great way to save soap because you can just put the little bars inside one bag and use them up. You can also color code them so all your family members have their own bar of soap in their own colored bag. That's what we do at my house. To make your soap sack, you can use any cotton that you have. This is, I want to say sugar and cream, but I probably have it wrong. I had bought it years ago. This is just the regular natural cotton you can get on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description box below. Maybe it's sugars and cream. Sugar and cream? I don't know. And these are the ones I have. These are just natural cotton. They're a bit different in thickness, but not by too much. These are a bit softer. This is a bit rougher or a bit more sturdy. But whatever you have on hand, cotton is great. If you have bamboo, bamboo's even better. It dries quicker than cotton, but I'm just gonna be using regular natural cotton. So you just use whatever you have on hand, but you do want a natural fiber just so that it dries and it's nice on your skin. So get your yarn and start by making a slip knot. So I just put my tail over my non-dominant hand, hold it down on my ring finger and wrap it around my 2 fingers, making an X. Flip my hand over and just poke that yarn underneath the loop on my 2 fingers. You can make your slip knot any which way that you're used to doing it. It doesn't matter a bit. And we don't need a super long tail, we're just gonna work over it. So shrink down that loop and put it on your hook. Chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 12. So there's our chain 12, and we're gonna count our stitches. Each of the, we don't count what's on our hook, and we don't count that knot where we started. We just count these V's. So there's 1, 2, 3, all the way down. Each of those V's is a stitch, and I'm just going to be looking at mine from the side, this way here, and I'm just gonna be looking at the top loop. So I'm looking at this one, here, 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 and each one of those loops is going to get a single crochet. So we're just going to make 1 single crochet into each chain going all the way down. So we're going to skip the first chain. We're skipping this one here, so we're not going into that one. We're going to go into the second one, so just into that loop right there. So no wrapping your yarn, just push your hook in, grab your yarn and bring it back. Wrap your yarn and take off 2. And again into the same stitch. So that was 1. Here's 2 single crochets, and here's our third. There's 3 single crochets. So now 1 into each of these V's going along, and I'm just looking at the top. I'm just going to be going into the 1 strand, just that top loop along that edge. So this is the next one right here, single crochet, and 1 single crochet into each chain going all the way down this side. Into the last chain, that last loop, we're going to do 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So that just gets us around our edge a little bit. And now we're going to work back along this side, making 1 single crochet into each spot where we made a single crochet on the other side. So we're just going to do a mirror image of what we did on this side, we're going to do on that side. And our tail is here also, so we can just hold our tail along the side and work over that as we go. So there's 1, 2, and you can see where you're going to go in. You can see where these legs of this single crochet go in, so we're going to go right into that spot and right into this spot and that spot and this spot all the way along. So just match the single crochet on the other side by putting a single crochet in on this side. And work over your tail as best you can. When you get to the end, so I've gone into my last single crochet and now I have the 3 that are stuck into the end, into the 1 stitch. So I'm just going to jump over and I'm going to make a single crochet into this very first single crochet. So it's a bit farther away. I'm not going into that, I'm going to jump right on top. So we're not going to slip stitch, we're just going to jump over into this first V, that first single crochet we made. So just go in there and make a single crochet. 1 single crochet. So now we're going to be working in the spiral so we don't have to join, and we've dropped our tail, we don't have to work over that anymore. So now wrap your yarn and into the next stitch, this next V here, 2 strands of that V on your hook and make a double crochet. So bring your yarn back, wrap your yarn and take off 2, wrap your yarn and take off 2. So we did a single crochet, a double crochet, now we're going to do a single crochet. So this is going to give us this nice knobbly texture just by alternating our singles and doubles. So now we do a single crochet into the next V, wrap your yarn and double crochet into the next. So now this is what we're going to do all the way until our soap sack is the size we wanted. So there's our double crochet and now our single. Wrap your yarn and double crochet. Don't wrap your yarn and make a single crochet. Wrap for a double. Don't wrap for a single. So keep going all the way around. I'll just show you when we get to that corner. This little bit here is the trickiest. And this is fiddly, it gets easier as we go around. So into that one on the corner, it's kind of on an angle and it's a bit weird, but get in there, single crochet. Next one, just remember there's 3 in this corner, so make sure you get 3 into the same corner, into that, going around the corner. And into the next, we do a single, wrap your yarn and double. So that was the fiddly bit. The next round, it gets easier and easier. So now single, double. And if you have to put your work down and you're not sure what you did on your last stitch, just kind of hold your hook over to the side and see how big it is. The double crochets are really tall and the single crochets, oops, are really short. There's just one little V with a pickup. So that's a single crochet. Oops. And this is a double crochet. So you can see the difference. One's short and one is tall. So just keep going around and around. There's our bar of soap. There's our bar of soap. So I would keep going until it is the same height. So keep going until your soap sack is a bit taller than the bar of soap you would like to put inside. The 12 Days of Christmas giveaway is here. This is day number 1. I'm so excited. So how it's gonna work, in each of the videos I put up between now and my Christmas holiday, I will be inserting a little giveaway. Today's giveaway is the same yarn that I used to make my soap sack and the same hook, a 3.5mm tulip, and a really cool yarn needle that contrasts your yarn. So all this will be going to the lucky winner, and I'll be having one of these giveaways in each of my videos up until my Christmas holiday. So All you have to do to enter is put in the comments below answering the question, which is, what is your favorite holiday tradition? It doesn't have to be about Christmas if you don't celebrate Christmas, but whatever your favorite tradition is or your favorite holiday tradition, leave it in the comments box below. I'd love to hear all about it. So good luck and Merry Christmas! So just stop right before you reach a corner and into the next stitch where you would normally be doing your double crochet or your single, just make one slip stitch just to bring down that side. So now all your edges are quite flat. If I pull that up, you can see it's quite flat on that side as well. Not noticeable anyway. So now chain 2, 1 and 2, skip a stitch. So we're gonna skip this stitch here, and we're going to go into the next one and make a single crochet. So just go in and single crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch into the second stitch, single crochet, oops, chain 1, skip a stitch into the second, single crochet, and keep doing this all the way around. Single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, all the way around until we reach where we started. So there we are back where we started. I did my single crochet, I'm going to chain 1, and it doesn't totally matter if you're skipping one over here, but go into that first chain, and we're going to slip stitch to join. So we just want to make it evened out so that there's still 2 holes on each side of that single crochet. It doesn't totally matter. Chain 1. Now into each of these spaces going along, we're going to put 2 single crochets into each space. So into the first space, 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Into the next space, 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Into the next space, 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. And just keep working your way around. We're just getting a nice even stitch count back. 2 single crochets into each of those chain spaces, going all the way around, and I'll meet you where we started. So here we are back where we started. There's one more spot for 2 single crochets, and now we are that's our first 2, and that's our space we just finished. So into the top of that first single crochet, just push your hook in, 2 loops of that stitch on your hook, and we're going to slip stitch. So bring your yarn back, turn your hook, bring your yarn through, chain 1 to secure your yarn, cut your yarn, pull your hook up and your yarn through, and snug that down to secure. And there is our soap sack. The body of our soap sack is complete. Now we're going to just do our chain. So find a contrasting or complementary color. I'm just going to be using red for the season. And we're just going to make a chain. So grab your hook. I'm using the same hook, 3.5 millimeter, and make your chain. So you can decide how long you want your chain to be. I don't like mine too long. They do tend to stretch in the shower, but you also do want it to be able to open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I did a chain 35. And we can cut our yarn and pull our hook up and yarn through. And this one is done. Just snug those little knots down so that they're nice and tight. We can weave in this tail. And now take one of your tails. We're just going to sew it through. So just loop it through your needle. This is just, you can get it through any which way, but I find this quite easy. So pick where we started and how you want it to be. I want my yarn, my tail coming out of this side. So just loop your needle in and out of those chain 1 spaces we made. Just like that, and pull that chain through. You could help it along if you want. And there is our cute little soap sack. So these two tails now, I'm just gonna take one, and you want them coming out of different spots so that they stay, you don't want it to fall through on the inside. So I'm just gonna leave mine like that. And take one of your tails and sew it through the chain just before that knot on the other side, just so they are together. And now we can take these two tails and you can just knot them however you want to. I'm going to do a regular box knot, nice and tightly. I'll do two of those like that. You don't want this one to come out. That would be bad. And I'm going to do one more knot. And to get it as close to that other knot, we can just use your needle to hold it where you want it to be. So it can't get too far ahead. There we go. And then snug it down, nice and tight. There we go. There we go. So you can cut those off now. That is nice and secure. We can weave in our tail, at least poke it down. And there's our super cute soap sack. So we can just put our bar of soap inside. It really does stretch a lot, so don't worry if it feels like it's too tight. It'll really stretch out when it's being used. And there's our little cute soap sack. Adorable. Oh, that's adorable. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And thanks for watching. Stay hooked.